Here's some interviews that I did in 2018 at MystiCon in Roanoke, Virginia. You get to hear Dave Lee and Rod Belcher. Enjoy. Okay, I'm here with Dave Lee of Hatton Steampunk, HCS. So he writes, he builds things, he does music. I have music on the show. What else do you do?
Everything that tickles my fancy.
That's right. He's a fancy tickler. I just saw.
And then, of course, that song that you're hearing in the background is just put some gears on it and call it Steampunk by Mr. Reginald Pike Estevan Esquire. I'm messing up his name.
He has a couple extra names. The rich people can afford extra names. This is Dave Lee. Not rich.
Not rich.
Steampunk. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we'll start with the questions. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, what fires you up?
What fires me up? Things that inspire me. So when I see somebody doing something that is like their passion, writing a book or building a prop or whatever, and I see them really getting into it, that inspires me and that gets me fired up.
That's a good, reasonable answer. So who have you fanboyed over?
Arthur Milliken Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Art is out there in Georgia, former Disney Imagineer, built Neverland Ranch for Michael Jackson. I mean, his resume is pretty freaking epic, and I've had plenty of opportunities to hang out with him and his wife Wendy, and they're just amazing.
Nice.
Also, Joey Marsacci, aka Dr. Grimm, also a former Disney Imagineer, incredible sculptor. The guy can make priceless works of art from hot glue. It's amazing what are his tree costumes that is all foam.
Oh, they are nice.
He's what inspired me to get messing around with EVA foam and make a costume. So
very good. Okay, so if you were a Smurf, what Smurf would you be?
I'd like to think I would be Brainiac Smurf, but I know that would be.
You can even make up your own Smurf.
I would be. Well, then I'm going to be Geary Smurf.
Geary Smurf. Beer or wine?
Beer.
Let's see. What's your favorite junk food?
I don't know. My wife keeps me away from junk food, but when she fails, it would be probably Burger King Whopper.
Oh, okay. Good. Hard to keep those in the cabinet.
Yes.
You prefer to eat in or go out?
Eat in. Oh, absolutely. My wife's cooking is legendary.
It is. Do you cook?
I have cooked. I do cook occasionally, and sometimes it's really impressive, and sometimes it's throw it in the trash and let's go somewhere else.
Describe your perfect relaxing day.
Ooh. My perfect relaxing day includes me having a few hours in the garage or workshop building something and then having that aha moment where it works and then realizing that, okay, now I need to stop and come in so that moment is shortly before my wife gets mad that I'm too much time in the workshop. And so they come in and I spend time with her and we watch a cool show or talk and then we would all get in the car and road trip somewhere and then brainstorm book ideas or steampunk projects. That's my perfect
That is a good day.
Okay. Maybe not for them, but for me it's...
So if you had a choice of riding a unicorn or a griffin, which would you choose?
A phoenix.
That's hot.
That is hot. I just thought of, up in flames and
We can go with Phoenix. We're good.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah, we don't have to name your top 3 movies.
Well, for a slew of reasons, like my relationship movie is When Harry Met Sally. That's like my wife and I's movie, I know, and we watch that. There's another movie that is like a Christmas tradition of, I don't know why, but it is, the movie Love Actually.
It's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
That's one of my favorite Christmas
horribly
movies.
Inappropriate when you watch it with your kid, and then there's like, you see The Hobbit in a porn scene, or Rick Grimes, with a British accent, which is, I know, his regular accent, but and then I would have to throw one out for me. It's probably a toss-up between Arn, the Knight Templar, for my medieval addiction, and then A Knight's Tale, which is like the completely off from anything authentic, but it's still a damn entertaining movie.
It ties that into...
It has David Bowie in it. Which means that I would have to have a fourth one, which would be The Labyrinth.
Okay, there we go. See, that's a nice one. So Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars. Forget all that Trekkie stuff.
And what's your favorite character from Star Wars?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. Why?
Because he's the coolest bad guy ever. I mean, granted, he's not a nice guy, but he's just a really cool
definition of bad guy is not nice.
True.
you're okay.
There's definitely no gray area there with him. It's all just dark, evil bastard. But I blame Obi-Wan. It's all Obi-Wan's fault.
Damn that Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Now,
Freaking Kenobi.
part of me here, while I grab some reins, why steampunk?
Oh, you know what? To make it a short answer,
yeah.
it is the best representation of, if I were to subscribe to a religion, it would be my religion, because the philosophy behind steampunk, and this is my steampunk, maybe not yours or anybody else's, but my steampunk definition is all about empowering, collaborating, learning, DIY, doing stuff. All of those positive things is what draws me to steampunk.
And it definitely lends itself to that so easily.
Yeah, and then that philosophy is the core of most religions, but steampunk is the best one. Yeah, so it's my religion.
And it hands-on. He gets to build stuff. Okay, what animal makes you go, aww?
So, okay.
When you're on Facebook.
Ludo. That's my daughter and Jessica and her boyfriend Jordan. That's their dog. He's a miniature Australian Shepherd. He's named after Ludo from the Labyrinth, but yeah. He's
so
a
kidding
pain
pictures online don't do it?
No.
Or otters? Or
no.
Okay.
Most of the times when I see cute animals, I wonder what they taste like, so I'm a terrible person.
I want to cuddle his veal. So, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
I wanted to be Christopher Reeve in Superman, because that was, the young, early teens when he was making the Superman films, and I thought he was the coolest thing ever. I wanted to be Christopher Reeve Superman. Or I wanted to, what was it? And this is going to sound terribly wrong, but especially since you're standing
looking
here,
forward to it now.
I was a big fan of the Cosby Show, and I always thought being, the doctor that delivered babies would be an awesome job. And so when I actually was in high school, I was trying to figure out how I could pay for school to go and deliver babies or be a pediatrician. And then somehow along the way in the Army, I discovered beer and just...
Right, and bar fighting. I heard about this earlier.
Yeah.
So what would you say your Patronus is?
I'm not as big of a Harry Potter fan as I probably should be, but my Patronus is your spirit animal.
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of? Okay.
I have spirit animal on the list too in case it was different.
Okay, well, my spirit animal would be the crow. So Native American things, the crow is the messenger. So I like to see myself as taking on a role of spreading, cool things and people and introducing folks. So I always like the crow.
Very good.
Not for, Brandon Lee movies.
No,
although
but they're
pretty
remaking it.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see about that. Name a book you recommend to everybody.
A book that I recommend to everybody other than my own book, Country and Ruin 1865.
Good plug.
I would say, I pretty much plug my own book or my daughter's book.
Okay, so we're going to stick with your book.
Yes.
Okay. Or your daughter's.
I recommend my book or my daughter's all the time.
Okay, can you name something that makes you go, ew?
Con sweat?
Oh, yeah.
Convention funk? I don't know.
No, that's a fair answer. If anybody's been to a con, you know.
No, you know what? Actually, so we have friends who are from France, and they will come and spend the weekend sometimes, and they will bring French cheese. And they open the packet up, and it is the most god-awful funk. But then you eat it, and it's amazing cheese. But you have to get past the,
God-awful funk.
the god-awful funk. So
beach or mountain? Nice sunny beach or the cool forest?
Probably mountain.
You a city mouse or a country mouse?
Country.
Why?
I hate cities.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's lots of fun. There's lots of fun stuff to do, but I'd much rather be out in a big giant workshop in the country.
I got you. Okay. Now, just because you sing.
Well, no, I don't. Oh, I have sung, but not well.
I didn't say well. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Usually, if I was to sing at karaoke, which is once in a blue moon, it's because I've had way too much to drink, and then I start singing Pearl Jam stuff. Alive is probably the one.
Give us a quick.
No, I haven't been drinking. I
have whiskey.
Maybe later on,
there'll be another interview.
And I'll sing
a karaoke interview. Okay, what's your favorite genre of music?
Wow. I have to give two answers because I have whatever inspired me, but I either like hardcore metal. Lamb of God is my favorite in the metal realm, or I like crazy swing music, like the Squirrel Nut Zippers is my favorite in that genre. So
I've got a few I could recommend on that.
Now I'd like to see a mashup of Lamb of God and Squirrel Nut Zippers.
See, that'd be fast-paced for sure. Top 3 favorite songs.
Well, if I'm in the metal mood, it's Omerta by Lamb of God.
Mm-hmm.
If I am in the steampunky whatever mood, then I like Ghost of Stephen Foster by Squirrel Nut Zippers, and then pretty much anything by Bob Marley, because it's all, even like the gospel stuff, which I don't really care for, it's still awesome. Like, gets you in that vibe of just feeling good. So.
Yeah, relaxing, slumping your shoulders, but not slumping. Can you tell us the most incredible thing you've ever done?
The most incredible thing I've ever done? Honestly, it's probably gross, and I'll probably get and flack from the wife and the daughter, but watching my daughter come into the world.
That's a fair answer.
And I was like almost elbowing the doctor out of the way, because I was, for some reason, I had it in my mind that when she came out, the first person she needed to see was me. And so the doctor's like, could you let me do my job here, buddy? And I'm like, come on, she needs to look at me. My wife's like, dude, what's going on?
And that's what you wanted to do since you were a kid anyway. So.
Yeah. You're doing my job, buddy.
What's your latest project that you've completed?
Well,
yeah,
none of the projects are ever
there.
truly completed, because I always mess with them afterwards. But right now, I guess the TV show HCS Creates that we've completed the pilot episode, and we're really anxious / optimistic about it getting picked up. We've got a lot of the right folks helping out. Michelle, you know who you are, and I'm just really excited that it has so much potential. And so yeah.
Very cool. What's your next project that you're already working on?
The next project that we are already working on is we will be building a Warhammer 40K Space Marine suit for Bran Schaefer over in Wales in the United Kingdom.
It's going to be a hell of a shipping cost.
It is, but we have a corporate sponsor who's going to
Okay.
pay for the shipping. So, and that is ComServe Wireless, our awesome sponsor of our TV show as well.
Yay!
Incredibly generous corporation folks. But and Brand is knee deep in the middle of battling cancer, and it's not just mild or anything. It's full blown, not very good prognosis in the beginning, but he's a hell of a fighter. And so they're expecting, last time I talked to family, a full recovery.
Nice.
And so somebody who fights that hard and is that inspiring to so many people in the Warhammer community needs to be knighted and get his Space Marine suit. So we will be building that, and we're going to go all out with the electronics and bells and whistles, the sound effects that every time he steps, it triggers a stomping sound effect. We've got people from 11 U.S. states and 9 different countries who are either contributed by buying materials or are making pieces of the suit. One of the other members, Mike Perotti of Hatton Steampunk, he has been making a really wicked wolf pelt to go over the jetpack. It's I've seen progress pictures. It's phenomenal. So that's our big project. It's inspiring to me, and hopefully other people will be moved by it. And
Now, last question. What's your dream project?
my dream project probably would be like a big collaboration where my daughter and my fanboy friends, Art and Joey, were to their brains come up with a project, and I could just help out with that and make it happen, just to see them do it, because when it's my idea, I tend to take over.
Right.
And so I lose some of the experience by taking over. And in the show, they tease me about that. But so just to have it their idea and I help and just kind of observe, that would be my dream project.
Okay, that's good. So Dave Lee, HCS
Creates.
Creates.
Or
Thank you.
Hatton Steampunk.
To check him out, I'll put some links in the description below. Thumbs up for his awesome. Make sure you subscribe and like.
And that was Dave Lee with Hatton Steampunk. Up next, Rod Belcher.
So I went to MystiCon 2018 just the other day, and I ran across Rod Belcher, infamous author and steampunk personality. Or maybe it's steampunk author and infamous personality. Not sure which. But here's what happened when I got him in a dark corner. Enjoy.
Talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome.
Hello. Hey. Okay, we're here with Rod Belcher, author of, give me a list.
Oh my God, let's see.
Everything awesome.
There you go.
Thank you. the Golgotha series, which is 6-Gun Tarot, Shotgun Arcana, and Queen of Swords, and I'm working on number 4 right now.
Good series, by the way.
And thank you. And I've got a couple of urban fantasy series. Brotherhood of the Wheel, which is kind of urban fantasy.
I never read that one.
Southern fried urban fantasy. Truckers and bikers and monsters on the highway kind of stuff. And then the Nightwise series, which the second book in Nightwise comes out in April. And that is called The Night Dahlia. And it's basically occult detective fiction. A little more, try to be a little more NC-17 than most urban fantasy stuff.
Shall we get to the questions?
Please, I'm excited to hear them, I think.
Here's 27 thoughts with Rod Belcher. So name 3 of your vices.
Oh my God, just 3? Wow.
Let's keep the list short.
Okay. Well, I enjoy a good drink every once in a while. I don't get I have a kid that I'm kind of on duty to watch. So I'll like
Was
Thursday.
that the one I just met?
That was my son John. He is 21 and
You've got a different kid.
I have a
Okay.
16-year-old daughter as well.
Gotcha.
And so like Thursday night, I didn't have to take care of anybody. I didn't have to like be anybody's keeper. So I had a wonderful time at the bar. So I enjoy a good drink. I enjoy a good cigar. And I enjoy a lot of bad food.
Nice. It's not bad for you.
Yeah,
As
so
long as it's in moderation, you're okay.
yeah.
So what's your favorite music to write to?
Oh my gosh. I am all over the map. I enjoy I put a lot of music in my books, especially the urban fantasy stuff. I list a lot of music in there, but if I'm trying to listen to something and focus, I either listen to classical music or I listen to like trance or house music or something like that. Both of those, surprisingly, they both have kind of the same effect. They sort of focus me a little bit, and it's motivating without being distracting.
Absolutely. Okay, so what would you name your autobiography?
Phyllis, what would I name my autobiography?
Whoa.
See, I know.
Let me think. That's gonna.
I'm with the band? No. Let's see. God. You know, actually, someone mentioned something the other day that I said that could be the name of my autobiography, and I can't remember
Yeah,
what
it was me in the bar.
Oh, what was it?
That's why he's asking you.
What did I say? It must have been, I know it was brilliant, whatever
It
it
has
was.
to do with the dark corner.
Oh. 10 minutes in a dark corner. There we go. Yes. Thank you.
Sounds like a good start for curing a hangover.
Yes. Our starting one or the other.
Oh, that too. I mean,
Most exotic place in the world you have visited.
I am kind of a homebody. I haven't traveled a lot. But I got to go out to LA for WonderCon a couple years ago,
nice.
thanks to my publisher, Torr. And because God knows I couldn't have gotten out there on my own.
Right.
I got to travel over a desert. It's the first time I've ever flown over a desert. And I've wanted to see a desert my whole life. It was beautiful. And it was just getting dark. And so you could see the desert, and then it got dark, and it'd be like this just vast, empty, like space. And then you see one little light in the middle of it. It's like somebody has a house out in the middle of nowhere.
I know
And-
people like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I really loved it. And LA was amazing. I don't think I could live in LA,
No.
but it was nice to visit. So, yeah.
Okay, so what's your favorite of the 7 dwarfs?
I have a certain affection for Dopey. I do.
You got the same haircut.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, I could put on a little hat and I could cosplay Dopey, I'm pretty sure.
You should. Favorite reindeer?
You know, I'm going to have to say Blitzen, because I know there's something going on there. I think Blitzen listens to, like, Rammstein a lot, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe he was in the war.
Yeah. Blitzen has some things going on. He's got some dark things in his
Good
past.
reason to it. You thought this through.
Oh, thanks.
So what,
This is what writers do.
now, here's a setup question from that night in the bar that I mentioned. So what's your opinion on the Gettysburg Address?
I don't know where that is. I actually remember vaguely saying that.
So what's your favorite comfort food?
Oh, all of them.
All of them.
Let's see. I like. I used to have like this magic hangover cure, which was extra spicy Bojangles chicken
Oh, nice.
and an ice cold cherry coke. It was magic. It was absolutely magic. I'd either die or I'd get better. Under the
Nice. It's a different comfort food. So what's your worst pickup line you've ever used?
Hi.
What's your best pickup line you've ever used?
Hi. I'm really not
Look at the creative writer go to work here.
pick up guy kind of guy. I don't really have a lot of
Pickupness.
Usually, I have to have someone club me over the head to even get that.
I relate. So, Puff the Magic Dragon, or Pete's Dragon?
Oh. I'm gonna say Puff. Pete's Dragon. I remember seeing at a drive-in when I was a kid, and for some reason it didn't move me.
Didn't click. Okay.
But Puff,
So, what's 3 things off your bucket list?
Oh, Jesus. These keep getting harder. Let's see.
That's what you said.
Fighting. I would really love to go to Ireland and visit. I really want to go out into the desert. I would love to do that, and I'm hoping to get a chance to do that someday. And I really, I kind of can't do this one now, but I really wish I got a chance to see David Bowie. I had an opportunity back in the '80s to see him, and I passed it up because it's David Bowie. I can see him some other time.
Sure.
And never got to.
Life happens.
Yes, exactly. Let that be a lesson to you, kids.
Was that 3? Did we get 3?
I'll call it. Yeah, sure. Okay. That sounds like 3.
So, which member of the Scooby-Doo gang are you?
I can tell you which one I think is
We could go
track.
with it.
But which one am I? Wow. I think I'm probably like Velma a little bit, who I also think is really hot.
That was my next question. Which one would you date?
Oh, Velma, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the person that says Scooby. So,
I thought about it. Actually.
What question are you tired of people asking you as a writer?
Where do you get your ideas? And I don't mind answering it. Anybody who wastes the time. Anybody who basically takes the time to talk to me about anything related to what I do for a living, and they actually seem to be
genuinely interested.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's just I'm very thankful for what I get to do.
Absolutely.
So I'll take any question, but and that's a tough one. I got to talk to some high school kids a few months ago for a career day thing, and that was one of the questions I got several times in several different groups was how to get your ideas, and it's like how does the sun come up in the morning? I don't know. It's just it's something kind of I don't know. It's something miraculous.
So what question does nobody ask that you'd like somebody to ask you?
I think, and maybe it's not so much a question as it's sort of an attitude. I think a lot of people think that writing is easy and that it is amazingly lucrative. and that's...
I didn't mean to laugh so quickly.
No, but it's true. I mean, you have a ton of people out there writing who are also holding down a day job, and they're struggling to do what they love and also pay the bills. And I've been very fortunate, and sometimes it's been a rough thing to do, but I've been lucky enough to spend the last few years doing this full time, and they've kept me busy, which is good. But there are times when I'm like, oh, boy, I wish I had a paycheck every 2 weeks. That would be great.
Yeah.
But I really do. I do think that people don't realize that writing is a lot more difficult than they might suspect it is.
So, cooking or delivery?
I like to cook. My kids had to suffer through a lot of awful meals while I learned to cook. But
now that they're grown, he cooks great.
Yeah, pretty much. It took a while, but I can throw together a pretty mean Thanksgiving dinner. Thank you. But I enjoy cooking. But there are a lot of times when I just want to want the pizza or the Chinese food and just open it and eat it.
So when you're not cooking, do you prefer delivery or going out?
I have gotten more hermity the more I have written. So actually, I think I prefer if I'm going out with my kids or family or close friends. I actually going out and having a meal out in public is almost it's a real pleasure because it's got kind of a communal sort of thing, fellowship kind of thing. But if it's just I need to put some food in my mouth, and I usually stay at home.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who in your life a mundane inspiration or influence, like a teacher, as opposed to a superstar?
Oh wow, that's actually a really cool question. I've had several of my old high school teachers show up at my book signings, and one of my English teachers, Sherry Burton, just wept. She actually wept. She was so, and I Miss Hoffman was also one of my teachers who used to scoff at all the crap I would read. I would be reading all this science fiction. I'd be reading like pulp paperbacks and she'd be like, ugh, why are you reading that trash? And I'm like, hey, Miss Hoffman, want me to sign that book? But I loved her. I mean, I had some really great teachers. Mr. Cromer, James Cromer, he was Spike Harrison, who I think was the guy who was the closest high school teacher I ever had to teaching Socratic thought, which was pretty awesome. And Mr. Cromer was kind of like that too. I had some great teachers who really helped me along and encouraged me a lot.
Very nice. It's what's your favorite pet ever in your life?
The dog we have right now. We have a hound that we got from Angels of Assisi. Her name is Marcy, and she is a little diva, and she is the smartest dog I think I've ever seen. And she's our little princess. So.
Nice. Okay. Name an animal that makes you go, aww.
All of them. Oh wait! I'm really not a snake guy.
Okay.
But other than that, I love dogs and cats. I love all these little cute critters you see on Facebook. How many of them I want to have as pets? I don't think too many of them actually. But
I'd take an otter.
Oh, or a ferret. Actually, friend of mine's daughter just got a ferret not too long ago, and he looks adorable.
Favorite TV show to binge watch?
Oh, I just finished up Mindhunters on Netflix, and I loved Mindhunters.
I'll have to check it out.
If you, I'm kind of a serial killer groupie in a weird. I write about serial killers a lot. They keep popping up in my book, and I've been
Have
sort
you
of
watched
fascinated.
the new season of American Horror Story Hotel?
I am very much behind. I watched the first couple of seasons, and I tried to start watching Cult, and they kept jumping it around on the schedule. I tend to watch a lot of stuff now that's either DVR'd or
Netflix has Hotel.
Okay, cool.
It relates to serial killers.
I heard that was a really good one. It's the fellow from the World's Fair, I believe, that like built the hotel to specifically like trap people and
Murder Hotel.
Murder Hotel, yeah.
Okay, so who have you fanboyed over?
God, who haven't I fanboyed over? I got a really good review on Goodreads from Felicia Day.
Really?
Yeah, she read Six Gun Tarot and said really nice things about it, which Torr jumped on. It leapt on that like a leopard, and started putting it up on as quotes on my books. I really fanboy over Grant Morrison. He's a chaos magician, writer. Grant Morrison is the guy behind the show Happy.
Oh.
That was one of his, I think it was his graphic novels. And if you haven't seen Happy, by the way,
I haven't.
It is it is weird and twisted and awesome. It's on Sci-Fi Channel.
What's your favorite holiday?
I think it's a toss-up between Halloween and Thanksgiving. Halloween because it's just the whole world goes insane for a day, or usually the month leading up to the day, which is kind of awesome. And Thanksgiving is because we try to get as many of our family and friends together and just have a good time together. And that means the older you get, the more that means to you is just being able to get the people you love together.
Right.
So I'd have to say that.
Okay, so you consider yourself a geek or a nerd?
I am more a geek than a nerd, if I have my terminology correct.
It's changed, so just you define you.
I'm going to say geek.
Okay. So what's your geekdom?
Old school stuff. I used to tape record the episodes back when there were like 3 channels. I would tape record the original series. It was in syndication at that point. This is like the 70s. With a cassette tape recorder, so I could listen to the episodes later.
Not a bad way to go.
And I really enjoyed the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, Doctor Who. Sherlock is awesome. Hannibal. Really love Hannibal, which I'm kind of a little mad at Brian Fuller because he creates these really great engaging shows like Pushing Daisies and stuff like that, Hannibal, and then he ditches them and goes on to something else.
Yeah, well, at least Joss Whedon put somebody else in the chair so it can continue.
Exactly.
Okay, last question. So what's your end game? When it's all said and done, where do you want to be? What do you want to have done?
Never grow up.
That's right, never grow up.
Never surrender. When I courted my agent, I was told by many people there are 2 kinds of agents you can get. You can get the kind of the high power corporate agent who will do a lot for you, but the minute you don't perform, basically they stop taking your calls. or you can get a smaller agent that is really dedicated to you and more like a family.
Right.
I got really lucky because I'm with a really good agency, with a very, very reputable agency, Night Agency. And when I was talking to Lucy Ann Diver, who's my agent, we had a lot of phone calls and emails back and forth when we were kind of courting. And I told her, I said, look, I'm not interested in. I said, look, if I make $1 bazillion on a book, I'm going to be very happy about that. I'm not going to throw the money away or something. But I want to write for a living because I love it, and I need to take care of my kids and my family. So that's really. I mean, that may sound like a really pathetic end game, but my end game is I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I want to keep getting better at it. I want to try really hard to. I just got out of a writer's workshop that I got to help host, and I enjoy doing stuff like that because you don't realize how much you pick up on along the way, and you end up with a little more knowledge that you can pass along to someone than you actually thought you had to pass along. So
and Rod is very approachable if you ever see him at a convention or whatever, on the street or going into the men's room.
Yeah, anywhere.
He's a talker at
I'll just talk your damn ear off and
and wash his hands afterwards.
Absolutely.
So
that could be the title of my biography too.
I talk in the bathroom.
I talk in the bathroom. Yes.
You have to say I talk in the men's room.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, because that's the rules. We don't.
Yeah. No, that's right. That's a secret code.
It's true. I break the code. Wow. Frankly. Anyhow, check out his books if you haven't. And
thank you.
And I'll see you again soon.
Always great running across Rod Belcher.